Conversations, a podcast where we unpack real life issues and hear real stories from real people. Last week, we spoke about parental difficulties and living in labels like baby daddy and baby mama. Today, we're going to view it from a different perspective, right? Not from the parents, but from the children who lived in that dynamic. Please tell us who you are and please tell us about your upbringing.
Hi, I'm Umpile and I'm from around here in Rustenburg.
How was your upbringing? So we have already established the fact that your parents were together.
Mm-hmm.
So please tell us how the dynamic affected you as a child and how did you learn to live with the fact that now your parents are not together and now you have to, navigate around it?
Okay, the thing is, I knew that my dad wasn't around and he was someone who was not always there. But because the situation was difficult, they were not getting along, I had to even find my way to getting to know my dad without my mom being around.
Oh, that must have been difficult for you to be navigating around that. But there's another thing that I would like you to elaborate on or tell my viewers about is the fact that did you hear maybe from friends or other people or maybe you or your mom being called the label baby mama or your dad being called the baby daddy, or that term doesn't even exist in the generation how no hula? Because no one is like it's a different generation. I'll give you 2000 we call each other different names.
During my time, it was never about baby daddy, baby mama. It was about your mom, your dad. And me finding out, it was me going to school with my grandmother, and she showed me, there's your dad's house.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I started having a relationship with my dad's side of the family.
Hey! Please tell us about the emotional dynamic, the emotional environment around all of that, your parents not being together and people not taking in consideration the fact that it's a lot for you not to grow in like a two-parent healthy home.
I think during my time it was not that difficult like right now, because I had a forced relationship between me and my dad. And his side of the family, because on my mom's side of the family, it was not that easy for me to just go out and say, I'm going to see my dad.
No, I hope, parents get this. Guys, this is difficult for your children. So tell us, is it pressure that you should choose sides? Or did you even have that choice? Or you want to choose between, you want to live with your dad or you want to live with your mom?
Thank God for me, it was not that difficult.
It wasn't that difficult. Okay.
No, it wasn't. And I wasn't even pressured to choose which is which, because I was staying with my mom's side of the family. Then I would go past my dad's house whenever I come from school, or even my dad's parents, they would come sometimes ask for me. So it was not that much of...
Make people understand the situation and the challenges around it, and help them not judge people who go through stuff like this. So what would you say to people who are going through a similar situation, and what would you say to people who are judging them, like when they don't live with both parents, and asking such questions that I'm asking now about, do you have to choose and stuff like that, and how people understand it's insensitive for you to be involved in type of things like that?
The thing is, you cannot judge someone if you've never walked a mile in their shoes. So I would really ask people not to judge others unless they've had experience in that field. We all experience things differently, so judging others is not something that we need to do. And another thing, for the children out there, you don't have to choose. What you have to do is you have to be allowed to have a relationship with both parents, period.
They said it, period. Do you think society focuses too much on judging parents and not enough on understanding the child's experience?
yes, society does judge the parents way too much and expect children where you always imposing your own opinions on kids, which is something that we need to just let go of and try to navigate this life in a sense of everyone should be happy and let everyone experience.
Guys, so I want to ask you a few more questions. You're gonna advise too much today in this episode. Help others navigate growing up in situations like this. What would you say to a child who's in the situation right now?
I would really ask the child not to be involved in whatever problems the parents have. Just if you want to be happy with your dad, be happy with your dad. If you want to be happy with your mom, be happy with your mom, and don't get involved in their squabbles.
Whatever is happening.
Because if you do, you will deprive yourself of the happiness that you need to get. When your dad shows you love, you wouldn't even be able to understand what the other parent is trying to show you, because where now you are hung up on the thing of saying my mom doesn't like my dad and my dad doesn't like my mom, so because they are fighting I have to choose sides. Don't choose sides.
Now subconsciously you're choosing sides and whatnot.
So don't choose sides. When you spend time with your dad, spend time with your dad, spend time with your mom, and make sure that you don't involve yourself in whatever they have problems with.
Alright, so now we're speaking to the children. We've just been speaking to the children. So now let's speak to the parents. What would you say the parents tell their children now of the situation happening? Like, it doesn't have to be the fact that they're married and then got divorced, or like they wasn't together in the first place, or one night stand, or whatever is happening. What would you say to the parents? So how treat your child now in that current situation?
If you and the father are not together, just make sure that you don't involve your child. For their own peace of mind or for their own happiness, don't involve the child. If the child wants to go see their dad, allow them. And if in that situation one of you is not telling the truth, the kids will know. Eventually they will know.
Okay. One last question before we close this thing and then see you guys next week. So, what, from your personal experience, you know, so what are the altercations you've had and spoken about with your mother? And even if like, I know in Black society that is not even an option, you know, parents are not even giving children a chance to talk about stuff. But have you tried to like talk about it and be like, ish, Mozadi, this is what's going on and I want you to listen to me, and I want you to talk about it, like, you know, what's happening, explain it to me and stuff like that.
Yo, do you want my experience in that one? Yo,
personal experience, please.
Guys, you can't expect me to go. It's a long story. Cut the story short. I think me and my mom, when we used to talk, it was my mom, guys, she was way too tough. So at some point my dad will promise me something. If he doesn't come to the party, my mom will go look for him and it will be messy. So sometimes walk away from messy stuff. Yeah.
Exclude yourself where you do not feel safe. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching and see you guys next week. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Lastly, I would like to say to you guys that today's conversation reminds that even the child gets affected if the parents don't co-parent, and if you guys are busy labeling the parents, the child gets affected. Thank you for coming to share your experience with us today. And if you're truly going through this is the conversation for you. And don't forget, the conversation doesn't just end here, it starts here. Bye, guys. Toodles.